Alright, so Ricky's asking, how do you shoot from the 3-point line? I'm not much of a pure shooter, I'm more of a scorer, but I know enough to tell you how to shoot the ball pretty well. I'm gonna make this video for the beginners, because Ricky, I don't know what your skill level is, man, but I'm assuming you're probably pretty young, probably just trying to figure out how to shoot the ball earlier in your career. So we're gonna focus on fundamentals. The stuff you're seeing me do here was all built from fundamentals. Kyrie Irving says, master the fundamentals so you can forget them and focus on what really matters, getting buckets. When you get out on the court to start practicing your shot, don't even look at the 3-point line. Steph Curry talks about it all the time. When you see him shoot those threes, those crazy, super quick release threes, you're seeing a finished product. You're not seeing the fundamentals, the beginning to that shot. It originated really close to the basket, and every time he does a shooting workout, he starts close to the basket. So build your confidence by shooting some shots close to the basket. See the ball go in. You want your mental straight before you start shooting threes. You build your confidence just like you build the fundamentals. If you come out here like I'm doing and just shooting crazy stuff, you're probably not gonna make a ton of these. So you're gonna miss a bunch of shots, and then you're gonna go into your shooting workout with less confidence and your mental's down, which is bad for the workout. And it's harder to grow your skills when you don't feel good about what you're doing. So let's talk about the shooting form. Before you hit the 3-point line, go close to the basket. Just work on your feet. Where are your feet? Your shot starts at your feet, so you want them square with your shoulders pretty much on every shot. That's going to be the footwork, whether it's a catch and shoot, a pull up, off the dribble. A balanced shot is going to be one just like this. Your feet are squared up with your shoulders. My toes are pointing to the left just a little bit. Lots of hoopers have different ways of pointing their feet. For me, this is just the most comfortable. I like my toes pointing to the left just a little bit. So with your feet shoulder width apart, your weight should be on the balls of your feet. The way you know you're doing this is you're on your tiptoes. As you kind of jump into the shot, your balance starts at the balls of your feet. So as long as your feet are squared with your shoulders, you'll feel it too, you know. If you've got a little more weight on the left foot or on the right foot, it's going to be off balance. So that's what this is about. Your feet are where your balance comes from. So if they're off, your shot almost always is going to be off. And I know Wembanyama says shooting off of one foot is easier, and honestly it kind of is, but we're building fundamentals. That's something you can mess around with once you're at a higher level. When you're first starting, work on keeping your feet square with your shoulders and jumping with the same amount of force off of both feet. We're going to keep it moving. Once your feet are square with your shoulders, the next aspect of your shot is your knees. It's almost like you're sitting down just a little bit. So you're on the balls of your feet, sitting down a little bit, and this is what I mean. I'm bending my knees to kind of get into my sit. This is how you're generating power for your shot. Your power comes as you come back up from the sit down, if that makes sense. Okay, so your feet are square with your shoulders. You know how to sit down and generate that power. Now for the part I struggle with the most. Shooting a basketball should be a fluid motion. It starts with your feet, that balance off the balls of your feet. You bend your knees, you sit down, you jump using your hammies, and as you're on the way up, that energy goes through your torso and out your arms. So that energy is transferred from your feet all the way up into the ball. So there's a lot of moving parts, which is why shooting a basketball is so complex. So your arms are the next aspect of this, which in my opinion is the toughest part of shooting. I guess hand placement I should talk about before I talk about your arms. Your right hand, if you're right-handed, should be underneath the ball, almost like you're a waiter. You're carrying food for people, right? That's about where you want your right hand, underneath the ball. Because if it's on the side or if it's, too far above the bottom of the ball, the power is going to be really weird on your release. So right hand or left hand, if you're left-handed, on the bottom of the ball. And your opposite hand, for me I'm right-handed, my left hand is just guiding the ball. It shouldn't interfere at all as your shooting hand releases the ball. A lot of times I'll take my left hand away from the ball as I shoot just to keep it out of the way, because I have a bad habit of shooting with both hands sometimes. I've gotten a lot better about it over the years, but it still happens sometimes. But your left hand or your guide hand can really get in the way of your shot sometimes. You're simplifying your shot this way. And make sure on your release, you're not palming the ball, you're flicking the wrist at the apex of your jump. At the top of your jump, you're releasing the ball. You're flicking your wrist. And the ball doesn't come off your palm. It comes off your fingers. If you notice when I'm dribbling, I don't dribble with the palms of my hands. I dribble with my fingertips because you have more control that way. If you flick your wrist and the ball comes off your fingers, you get a nice backspin with your shot, which can make it a lot easier to rebound if you miss it. Your big man will be a lot happier with you if you have a little backspin on it. So, now let's talk about your arms. My biggest problem. Can you tell me why I missed this shot? So there's this thing called the chicken wing. Pay attention to my right elbow. See how it's out, away from my torso? You want on the way up for your right elbow to be tucked into your torso more. I've struggled with this my whole life because I've kind of self-taught myself a lot of basketball, and this is the one fundamental thing that I just don't really grasp, which is why I'm talking about the fundamentals. I want your elbow to be tucked into your torso a little more. It helps with your power, because I've gotten to a point where I do this on almost every shot, so I've adjusted and adapted to it. This is kind of just how I shoot, but you don't want to grow up shooting like that. You want a more fundamental, you want your power consistent. The reason I miss these shots with my chicken wing arm here, your arm rotates in, your elbow rotates in a little bit on your shot, so if your elbow's tucked in, there's less rotation, there's less room for error on your power there. So every time I shoot with my elbow out like this, I'm probably gonna miss it. Now I shoot like this 90% of my shots, so I've kind of gotten accustomed to just adapting to it and making shots like this, but you don't want to do this if you're starting young. You want to tuck your elbow in to your torso, and you don't want to make it uncomfortable. I mean, you don't have to have a straight 90-degree angle with your forearm, but you want it tucked into your torso just a little bit. It just helps you with power. It takes away from the rotation of your hand as you release the ball, so it's less complex of a shot. Alright, so Ricky asked about threes, and I felt like I had to explain how to shoot the ball in the first place before we got to threes, because everybody wants to jump to threes, and I think you need to build on your shooting form close to the basket before you get to the three-point line. But once you're ready to shoot some threes, you've shot 100 shots in the paint or in the mid-range, you know. I like to shoot 100 free throws before I get to the three-point line. Get my confidence up, you know. You just take every aspect I just talked about. Square your feet, bend your knees, generate the power. On the way up, you're feeling the energy go through your torso, you're bringing your elbows up, you're extending them, you're flicking your wrist, you're releasing the ball at the apex of your jump. The only difference between a three-point shot and a shot in the mid-range or up close is you're sitting down a little more. You want to generate a little more power, and there's two ways to do it. You can sit down a little more, generate a little more power from your legs, which is what I like to do. I feel like the less you can put on your arms, the easier the shot's going to be. The second way you can do it is you can flick your wrist a little more. I don't like that though, because it's harder to control. I like my power coming from my legs, not from my arms. So the way I do it is I sit down a little harder on these shots and I explode up. It's more of a jump as I'm flicking my wrist into this shot. And it takes a little bit to get the power right, but that's all I ever really struggle with at the three-point line. And like I said, make sure that elbow is tucked into your torso, and you'll have a lot less issues with your power. You shoot 300 or 400 threes a day, and dude, you're gonna be deadly. But like I said, man, don't start shooting at the three-point line. Build your confidence closer to the basket first. Ricky, I hope this helps, dude. I love explaining this stuff. I love talking about basketball. I could talk about this stuff for days, man, I swear. So that's how you shoot the basketball. Good luck, everybody. I hope this helped you. Subscribe for more. I'm gonna probably make some more videos about how to play the game, especially as people ask me questions. So leave one in the comments if you're curious on something. I appreciate you guys for watching, man. I'll see you next time.